The utility bill went from $280 to $8 to $9 in 6 months. My wife said it was the winter. The twins' therapist said it was the man living in our basement. I'm staring at it right now. February's bill. The paper feels thin, cheap, the kind utility companies use because they print 10 million of these a month. The numbers are printed in that soulless corporate font. Black ink on white paper, $890.47. I've stared at it so long the digits are starting to blur. 47 cents. They charge you for the exact amount, down to the penny. I laid it on the kitchen table next to October's bill. October was normal, $280. That's what we always paid, sometimes $260 in spring, $300 in the peak of summer when the AC ran. But October, $280. November hit $420, December $580, January $710, and now this, February, $890. My name's Robert Mitchell, Rob. I'm 39 years old and I've been working the night shift at Riverside Warehouse for 11 years. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., 5 nights a week, sometimes 6 when they need me. The pay's good. Benefits are solid. It let Jennifer stay home with the twins when they were little, let her go part-time with her marketing job when they started school. Luke and Owen are 9 now, 4th grade, smart kids. Luke's the talker, Owen's the thinker. They've got Jennifer's dark hair and my stubborn chin. They're my world. Or they were, before I understood what I was looking at. But that bill wasn't the first sign. I just didn't want to see it. It started in October. First week, Tuesday night. I was getting ready for my shift, packing my thermos with coffee, checking my work boots, when Jennifer came into the bedroom with that look. The one where she's already decided something and she's just waiting for me to agree. I need to talk to you about something, she said. I was lacing my boots. What's up? You remember Kyle Patterson from my grad school program? I remembered the name. Vaguely. She'd mentioned him a few times over the years. One of those people from her past I'd never met but heard about in passing. Yeah, I think so. He's going through a really hard time right now. She sat on the edge of the bed, hands folded in her lap. He lost his job. His lease is up. He's basically going to be homeless if he can't find a place to stay. I stopped tying my boot, looked up at her. That's rough. I told him he could stay with us, just for a couple weeks, until he gets back on his feet. You told him? I knew you'd say yes. She smiled. We're a team, always. Remember? We help people. That phrase. We're a team, always. We'd said it to each other on our wedding day, 12 years ago, August 15th, 2013. The reception was at her parents' place, a backyard thing with string lights and her dad's terrible DJ setup. We'd written our own vows. Jennifer had looked at me and said, We're a team, always, through everything. I'd meant it. I thought she had too. Where's he going to stay? I asked. The basement. We finished it last year. It's got the bathroom, the mini fridge. He'll have his own space. The basement. I'd spent 6 months renovating it. Put in the flooring, myself, drywall, painted it this light gray that Jennifer picked out, built shelving for the twins' toys and games. It was supposed to be a family space, a place where Luke and Owen could hang out, where I could watch football on Sundays. 2 weeks? I said. 2 weeks, Max, I promise. I wanted to say no. Something in my gut was telling me this was a bad idea. But what was I supposed to say? That I didn't want to help someone in need? That I didn't trust my wife's judgment? That I was the kind of man who turned people away? Okay, I said. 2 weeks. She kissed me. Thank you. You're a good man, Rob. Kyle arrived that Saturday, October 8th. I was home mid-afternoon, raking leaves in the front yard. A black BMW pulled into the driveway. Not an old one either. Looked like a 2022, maybe 2023. Clean, polished, expensive. Kyle got out, 37, 38 maybe, tall. The kind of tall that makes you feel like you should have grown another 3 inches. Dark hair, styled. He was wearing jeans and a charcoal sweater that probably cost more than my work boots. "Rob?" He extended his hand, firm grip, warm smile. "Kyle Patterson, thanks so much for letting me crash here, man. Jennifer said you were cool with it." "Yeah, no problem." I shook his hand, looked at the BMW. "Nice car." "Oh," he laughed, casual, easy. "It's a lease. I'm probably going to have to give it back soon if I don't find work." He popped the trunk. One bag, a designer duffel, charcoal gray to match the sweater. For someone who'd lost his job and was about to be homeless, Kyle traveled light. Jennifer came out, all smiles. "Kyle, come in. I'll show you the basement." I watched them disappear into the house. Luke and Owen were in the living room, playing video games. I could hear Jennifer's voice, bright and animated, leading Kyle downstairs. I went back to raking leaves. That night before my shift, I tucked the twins into bed. They shared a room, bunk beds, Luke on top, Owen on the bottom. Their choice. They liked being close. "Daddy, there's a man downstairs," Owen said. "I know, buddy. That's Uncle Kyle. He's a friend of Mommy's. He's staying with us for a little while." "Why?" Luke asked. "Because he needs help. And when people need help, we help them, right?" "Right," they said together. I kissed their foreheads. "Daddy works nights so we can have nice things, okay? So you guys can play sports and go to good schools. But I'm always thinking about you. Always." "We know, Dad," Luke said. I stood in their doorway for a moment, watching them settle in. Owen was already half asleep. Luke was reading a book with a flashlight under his blanket, technically against the rules, but I let it slide. 2 weeks, Jennifer said. It was October. Kyle didn't leave until February. The first 2 weeks were fine. Better than fine, actually. Kyle was friendly, polite. He'd play video games with the twins when I was at work. He'd help Jennifer with dinner. Apparently, he was a decent cook. On Sundays, he'd disappear for most of the day, said he was out job hunting. The twins liked him. "Dad, Uncle Kyle taught us this new move in Mario Kart," Luke said one morning. I'd just gotten home from my shift, 6:30 a.m., exhausted. "He's really good." "That's great, buddy." "Can he stay longer?" Owen asked. "He's fun." I looked at Jennifer. She was making coffee, her back to me. "We'll see," I said. Week 2 turned into week 3. I didn't ask when Kyle was leaving. Jennifer didn't bring it up. There was this unspoken agreement that we weren't going to talk about it, like mentioning it would make it awkward. I told myself it was fine. He was staying in the basement. He wasn't in the way. The twins were happy, but something was starting to shift. Week 4, late October. I came home from my shift on a Tuesday morning and the house was quiet. Jennifer was still asleep. The twins were asleep. I made myself breakfast, scrambled eggs, toast, and ate in the kitchen. That's when I noticed. The basement door was closed. It's a small thing, stupid even, but we never closed that door. It stayed open. The twins were always running up and down the stairs, grabbing toys, playing games down there. The door was just always open. Now it was closed. I opened it, looked down the stairs. The lights were off. I could hear the hum of the mini fridge. Nothing else. I didn't go down. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't want to wake Kyle. Maybe I didn't want to know. That afternoon, when the twins got home from school, I asked them, "You guys been playing in the basement lately?" Luke shrugged. "Not really." "How come?" "Uncle Kyle needs his space," Owen said. He said it like he was repeating something he'd been told. Flat, matter of fact. "Who told you that?" "Mom." I looked at Jennifer. She was unloading the dishwasher. "They were being loud," she said. "Kyle's been applying for jobs. He needs quiet to concentrate." "Right," I nodded. "Makes sense." It didn't make sense. The basement had a door. If Kyle needed quiet, he could close it. But the twins weren't playing down there anymore. They'd stopped asking to go downstairs. Their Legos were still there, untouched, gathering dust on the shelves I'd built. That night, before my shift, I went down to say hi to Kyle. Knocked on the basement door. No answer. I opened it anyway, called down, "Kyle, you down there?" "Yeah, hey, Rob." His voice floated up. "What's up?" "Just wanted to check in, see how the job search is going." "Yeah, man, it's tough out there, but I've got a few leads." "Good, that's good." I stood there for a second, waiting for him to come up the stairs. He didn't. I closed the door. When I asked why, Owen just said, "Uncle Kyle needs his space." Those words, that flat delivery, like he'd been coached. November's bill came on the 10th. I grabbed it from the mailbox on my way out to my truck, ripped it open, standing in the driveway. 420/18. I read it twice. Checked the account number to make sure it was ours. It was. October had been $280. Now it was $420. That's a $140 jump in 1 month. I went back inside. Jennifer was in the kitchen with the twins, helping them with homework. "Hey," I said, held up the bill. "Did you see this?" She glanced at it. "What?" "The electric bill. It's $420. "Okay." She looked back at Owen's worksheet. "It's getting colder. We're probably running the heat more." "We always run the heat in November. It's never been this high." "Rob, it's fine. We can afford it." "That's not the point." She sighed, set down Owen's pencil, looked at me with this expression like I was being difficult, like I was making a problem out of nothing. "What do you want me to say? It's winter. Things cost more in the winter." "It's not winter yet. It's November." "Do you want me to call the electric company? Do you want me to turn off the heat?" "No, I didn't know what I wanted. I wanted an explanation. I wanted her to be as confused as I was. I wanted her to say, "That's weird, let's figure this out." Instead, she kissed my cheek and said, "Don't worry so much." I stood there holding two bills. October, $280. November, $420, side by side. The paper felt identical. Same weight, same texture, but the numbers were different. The dates were only 30 days apart. Jennifer went back to helping Owen. Luke was watching me. 9 years old, and he could already read the room. I folded the bills, put them in the junk drawer, and left for work. I wish I'd pushed harder. I wish I'd said something, but I didn't. I trusted her. I wanted to believe it was nothing. December. The basement door stayed closed now, all the time. Even when Kyle wasn't home, and I knew he wasn't home, because the BMW would be gone. The door was shut. One Saturday, mid-December, I went to open it, just to go downstairs, maybe grab something from the storage closet. My hand touched the knob. It didn't turn. I tried again, locked. There was a new deadbolt, brass, shiny. Still had that new hardware smell. I pulled out my keys, tried the one for the basement door. It slid in, but it didn't turn. The lock had been changed. I stood there for a minute staring at this lock that I didn't install in my house. On the door to the room I'd built with my own hands. I went upstairs, found Jennifer folding laundry in our bedroom. "Why is the basement door locked?" She didn't look up. Kyle needed privacy. "Privacy?" "He's living there, Rob. He should be able to lock his door." "It's not his door. It's our house." Now she looked up. "He's our guest. He deserves some privacy." "I didn't install that lock." "He asked if he could. I said it was fine." "You said it was fine." "Yes. Is that a problem?" I wanted to scream. I wanted to rip that door off its hinges. I wanted to ask her why our guest needed a deadbolt lock, why the twins couldn't play in the basement anymore, why the electric bill had jumped to $580 this month. I'd checked it that morning, $580, and why she didn't seem to care. But I didn't say any of that, because what kind of man makes a big deal about a lock? What kind of husband doesn't trust his wife? "No," I said, "it's not a problem." She went back to folding laundry. I left the room, stood in the hallway, stared at that basement door, new brass deadbolt gleaming under the hallway light. My old key in my hand, useless now. Kyle needed privacy, she said, in my house, in the room I built. January's bill arrived on the 9th, a Saturday. I was off that night, rare, but they'd overstaffed the weekend shift. I grabbed the mail, saw the electric company logo through the envelope window. I didn't open it right away. I stood in the driveway holding it. The sun was setting. Cold. My breath came out in clouds. Inside, I could hear the twins laughing. Jennifer was making dinner. Saturday felt like it used to feel normal, safe. I opened the envelope. 7 on $10, 33 cents. The paper slipped from my hand. I picked it up, read it again. $710, 33 cents. I went inside, spread the bill on the kitchen counter. Jennifer was at the stove stirring pasta sauce. The twins were in the living room. Jennifer, the bill. She glanced over, went back to stirring. I saw it. You saw it? It's the space heaters in the basement. Kyle gets cold at night. Space heaters. Yes, we've got central heating. He likes it warmer down there. Rob, can we not do this right now? I'm making dinner. I looked at the bill again. $710. October had been $280. 4 months. 4 months of increases. November, $420. December, $580. Now this is more than our mortgage, I said. Then work an extra shift. She said it so casually, like it was nothing. Like I wasn't already working 50 plus hours a week. Like I wasn't already exhausted. Like the whole reason Kyle was here was because he didn't have a job and we were helping him. I left the bill on the counter, went upstairs, sat on the edge of our bed and stared at the wall. That night I took an extra shift. And the next week. And the week after that. 6 nights instead of 5. My boss, Terry, he noticed. You good, Mitchell? He asked during a break. You're picking up a lot of overtime. Bills, I said. He nodded, didn't push. Terry's a good guy. Been working nights for 20 years. Knows when to leave things alone. The twins' report cards came home mid-January. Luke handed me his on a Tuesday afternoon. I'd just woken up. I was sleeping during the day now, getting maybe 5 hours before the twins got home from school. I opened the envelope, read it twice. Math, C. Reading, C+. Science, B. Social studies, C. Luke was an A student, had been since kindergarten, straight A's, every report card, every quarter. Teachers loved him. Luke's a joy to have in class. Luke participates enthusiastically. Luke is a natural leader. There was a note stapled to the back, handwritten, from Mrs. Patterson, no relation to Kyle, ironic coincidence. Luke has been struggling this quarter. He seems distracted, anxious. He stopped participating in class discussions. Please call me to discuss. I'm concerned. Red ink. She'd used red ink for the note. Owen's report card was the same. A's dropping to C's and B minuses. His teacher, Mr. Hendricks, had written, Owen is withdrawn. Won't make eye contact. Please reach out. I found Jennifer in the kitchen, showed her the report cards. She read them, set them down. They're going through an adjustment. An adjustment to what? They're 9, Rob. Kids go through phases. Both of them at the same time. I'll talk to them. Their teachers want us to call. I'll handle it. She didn't handle it. Mrs. Patterson called me 3 days later. I was asleep. The phone woke me up. I answered without looking at the caller ID. Mr. Mitchell, this is Sarah Patterson, Luke's teacher. I sat up, checked the clock. 2 in the afternoon. Hi, sorry, I work nights. I apologize for waking you. I wanted to touch base about Luke. Yeah, I saw the note on his report card. He's not himself. He used to be so outgoing. Now he barely speaks. When I ask him questions, he just shrugs. The other day, I asked him if everything was okay at home, and he started crying. My son, my 9-year-old son, crying at school. Did he say why? My voice came out rough. I cleared my throat. No, he wouldn't talk about it. Mr. Mitchell, has anything changed at home? Any big transitions, moves, separations, new siblings? No, nothing like that. Is there someone new in the home? Sometimes children react to new people in their environment. Kyle. She was asking about Kyle without asking about Kyle. My wife's friend is staying with us, temporarily. He's been here since October. I see. A pause. How do the twins feel about that? They seemed fine. They liked him at first. At first? They don't really interact with him anymore. He's in the basement. They stay upstairs. Another pause. Longer. Mr. Mitchell, I'm going to be very direct with you. Something is scaring Luke. I don't know what, but in my 15 years of teaching, I've learned to recognize when a child is carrying something heavy. Luke is carrying something. What should I do? Talk to him, really talk to him, and if you need resources, counseling, support, I can provide references. We hung up. I sat in bed staring at my phone. The screen went dark. I could see my reflection in the black glass. I looked old, tired, like I'd aged 5 years in 4 months. My son was drowning, and I was too tired from working extra shifts to notice. Shifts I took to pay the utility bill, the bill that proved my wife was... I couldn't finish the thought. Not yet. That night, before my shift, I checked something I should have checked weeks ago. We have a smart thermostat. Jennifer wanted it installed 2 years back. It'll save us money, she said. It connects to an app on your phone. You can see the temperature in every room, adjust it remotely, check the heating history. I opened the app, scrolled to the basement zone. The data was right there. Color-coded, blue for cooler temps, red for warmer. Every Sunday night through Friday morning, my work nights, the basement was set to 74 degrees, from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., like clockwork. Every Friday night through Sunday evening, when I was home, the basement dropped to 68 degrees. I scrolled back. November, same pattern. December, same pattern. October, the month Kyle moved in, it started in week 2. Red bars, blue bars, a calendar of lies. Sunday to p.m. to Monday 6th a.m., 74 degrees. Monday 6 a.m. to Tuesday 10 p.m., 68 degrees. Tuesday 10 p.m. to Wednesday 6 a.m., 74 degrees. Wednesday 6 a.m. to Thursday 10 p.m., 68 degrees. On and on, every single week. I was holding my phone so tight my hand cramped. The screen glowed blue in the dark bedroom. The pattern was perfect, undeniable, mathematical. 74 degrees. Every night I worked. When I was home, 68. Space heaters, she'd said. Kyle gets cold at night. Why would he only get cold when I wasn't home? I started watching, noticing things I'd been too tired or too trusting to see before. Bradley Thompson noticed before I did. Bradley's my best friend, has been since high school. He works nights too. Construction, road crew. Different company, but same shift. Sometimes we'd grab coffee on our break, meet at the 7-Eleven on Route 9, sit in our trucks and talk for 20 minutes. We met on a Tuesday, late January. I was on my second cup. He climbed into my passenger seat with his thermos. "How's Jennifer?" he asked. "Fine. Why?" He took a long drink of coffee, didn't look at me. "Saw a BMW in your driveway the other night, 2 in the morning. Thought maybe you had family visiting." My stomach dropped. "That's Kyle, Jennifer's friend. He's staying with us." "Huh." Bradley nodded, still not looking at me. "Nice car." "Yeah." "He works nights too." "No, he's between jobs. So he's home during the day." "Yeah." Bradley drank his coffee. I drank mine. We sat there in silence for maybe a minute. Then he said, "You know I got your back, right? Whatever you need." "I know. Just keep your eyes open, man." "What are you saying?" Now he looked at me. "Bradley's got this way of looking at you that cuts through bullshit. We've known each other 26 years. He's been there for everything. My wedding, the twins' birth, my dad's funeral. I'm saying I saw a BMW in your driveway at 2 in the morning, and I'm saying keep your eyes open." We finished our coffee. He got out of my truck. Before he closed the door, he said, "Call me if you need anything. I mean it." I drove back to work, loaded pallets for 4 more hours. Tried not to think about Bradley's words. Tried not to think about the thermostat data. Tried not to think about Luke crying at school. By the time my shift ended, I'd failed at all 3. I found the note on a Sunday, February 6th. Jennifer had asked me to grab the grocery store flyers from the kitchen drawer. We were planning meals for the week. I opened the junk drawer. It's where we keep everything: pens, scissors, takeout menus, loose batteries. The note was underneath a stack of coupons, lavender paper, fancy, the kind you buy at one of those boutique stationery stores, folded in half. I unfolded it. The handwriting was neat, careful, black ink. "Jennifer, thank you for our special time. You make the nights less lonely. I'll never forget your kindness." K. I read it 3 times. The paper felt expensive, textured. I could smell cologne on it. Something woody, cedar maybe, expensive. "Our special time. Not the time we talked, not your hospitality. Our special time." I took a picture of it with my phone. I don't know why. Maybe I needed proof I wasn't crazy. Maybe I needed to be able to look at it later and confirm it was real. I put the note back exactly where I found it, closed the drawer, walked into the living room where Jennifer was watching TV with the twins. "Did you find the flyers?" she asked. "No, I'll look again later." That night, after the twins went to bed, I showed her the note. I didn't yell, didn't accuse, just handed her my phone with the photo pulled up. "What's this?" She looked at it. Her face didn't change. "It's a thank you note from Kyle." "Our special time?" "He means the late night talks. When you're at work, sometimes he can't sleep. We sit in the kitchen and talk." "About what?" "His life, his job search. He's depressed, Rob. He's going through a really hard time." "So you have late night talks?" "Yes." "In the kitchen?" "Yes." "While I'm at work?" "Yes." She handed my phone back. "Why are you being weird about this?" "I'm not being weird." "You are. He's a friend. We talk. That's what friends do." I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to believe her so badly, because the alternative, the thing I couldn't let myself think, was too big, too catastrophic. 12 years of marriage, 2 beautiful sons, a life we'd built together. "Okay," I said, "okay, okay." She kissed me, went to bed. I sat in the kitchen until 3 in the morning, staring at that photo on my phone. The cologne smell is still on my phone case. I can smell it when I hold it to my ear. Cedar and something else, something that isn't mine. February's bill came on the 9th. I already told you about that one. $890.47. The bill I'm still holding. I took 2 extra shifts that week. Then 3. By mid-February, I was working 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, only Saturdays off. Terry pulled me aside again. "Mitchell, you're going to burn out. I need the money." "For what?" I couldn't tell him. Couldn't say, "I'm working extra to pay for my wife's affair." Couldn't say, "The utility bill is proof, but I'm too afraid to look." Couldn't say, "My sons are failing school and I don't know how to fix it." So I said, "Bills." I worked extra to pay for my wife's affair. The irony doesn't escape me now. Bradley called me on February 18th, Thursday. I was asleep. "Rob, you need to come to my place, now." I checked the clock, 1 in the afternoon. "I'm sleeping." "I know, this can't wait." I drove to Bradley's apartment. He lives 10 minutes away. Small place, 1 bedroom. He's been divorced for 3 years. His ex took the house. He had his laptop open on the kitchen table. "Sit," he said. I sat. He turned the laptop toward me. "I got a dash cam, installed it last month. It records when the car's off if it detects movement." The screen showed footage, grainy, time-stamped, my house, my driveway. 02:17 a.m., Kyle's BMW pulling in. Bradley clicked to the next file. 02:34 a.m., different night, Same car, same driveway. Next file, 0301 a.m. Again, he had 7 files, 7 different nights. All between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., all showing Kyle's BMW in my driveway. I drive by your place on my way home from work, Bradley said quietly. Didn't think anything of it the first time, but it kept happening, so I checked the footage. I couldn't speak. My throat had closed up. These are from the last 2 weeks, he continued. I can go back further if you want. No. Rob, I said no. He closed the laptop. We sat there in silence. Finally, I said, I need to see it myself. You want me there? No, I need to see it myself. Bradley nodded. Call me after, no matter what time. I'll answer. I stood up, walked to the door. My hand was on the knob when he said, You're my brother, man. I got you, whatever you need. I drove home, went to bed, didn't sleep. I called in sick to work on February 20th, Saturday. I never call in sick. In 11 years, I've called in maybe 5 times. Terry sounded concerned. You okay, Mitchell? Yeah, just need a night. Take care of yourself. I told Jennifer I was going to work. Put on my work boots, grabbed my thermos, kissed the twins goodnight. Luke looked at me with these big, worried eyes. Dad, are you okay? Yeah, buddy, just tired. You're always tired. I know, I'm sorry. It's okay. We're a team. Always. Right? I had to turn away so he wouldn't see my face. Right. Always. I got in my truck, drove to the end of our street, parked where I could see the house, but where the house couldn't see me. Turned off the engine, waited, 10:30, lights on downstairs, living room, kitchen, 11, kitchen light goes off, living room still on, 11:15. I see Jennifer move past the living room window, then Kyle. They're talking. I can't hear them, can't read their lips, but they're close. Too close. 11:30. Living room light goes off. 11:45. I see a light turn on upstairs, our bedroom. I waited until midnight, then I drove back to the house, parked in the driveway. Quietly. My hands were shaking. I unlocked the front door, stepped inside. The house was dark, silent. I could hear the furnace humming, the refrigerator, my own heartbeat. I walked upstairs, slowly. Each step creaked. I know which ones creak. I've lived here for 8 years. 3rd step, 7th step, 10th. The twins' door was closed. I could hear Owen's white noise machine. The ocean sounds one. He can't sleep without it. Our bedroom door was cracked open, light spilling out into the hallway. I stood outside that door for 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Time felt strange, elastic. I pushed it open. Jennifer was in our bed. Our bed. The one we bought when we moved into this house. The one where we'd made love 1,000 times. The one where she'd held me when my father died. The one where we'd talked about having a 3rd kid, maybe a daughter. Kyle was next to her, under the covers, his arm around her waist. They weren't asleep. They were talking, laughing. Jennifer's head was on his chest. I stood there. They didn't see me at first. Then Jennifer looked up. Her face went white. Kyle sat up, pulled the covers around himself. Rob, man, I can explain. Get out. Rob, just listen. Get out of my house. Jennifer was scrambling out of bed now. She put on one of my old t-shirts, Michigan State. I bought it at a game 10 years ago. Wore it every Sunday. She'd stolen it from my drawer because she liked how it smelled. She was wearing it now, with him. Rob, please. How long? My voice didn't sound like mine. Too calm, too quiet. How long? She didn't answer. I pulled out my phone, hit record. I asked you a question. How long? Does it matter? Her voice was small. The twins are upstairs. Kyle was putting on his jeans now. Casual. Like this was nothing. Like he'd been caught sneaking a cookie, not fucking my wife in my bed while my son slept down the hall. They're asleep, man. Relax. I turned to him. Say that again. What? You were in my bed while my son slept down the hall. Say that again. Say my sons don't matter. He didn't say it again. I looked at Jennifer. She was crying now, mascara running down her face. How long? I asked again. Since November. November, 3 months, all those utility bills, all those times she dismissed me, gaslit me, told me I was worrying too much. November. The second month he was here, I said, Rob. You let him move in. You asked me to let him move in. And 2 months later you were fucking him. Please, get out. Both of you, get out of my house. Kyle grabbed his shirt, started to walk past me. I stepped in front of him. The basement, I said. Were you down there or were you up here? He didn't answer. Answer me. Both, he said finally. Both. The basement I'd built. The bedroom I'd shared with my wife for 8 years. Both. Get out. He left. I heard the front door open. Close. His car start. Drive away. Jennifer was still standing there, still crying, still wearing my shirt. I'm filing for divorce, I said. I'm getting full custody of the twins. And if you fight me, I will show the court this recording. I will show them the utility bills. I will show them the dash cam footage my friend has. I will show them the note you kept, and you will lose. Rob, please, we can work through this. We're done. Pack a bag. Stay somewhere else tonight. I'll change the locks tomorrow. This is my house, too. Then call the cops. Explain to them why you need to stay. Explain to them why you were in bed with another man while I was at work providing for our family. Go ahead. Call them. She didn't call them. She packed a bag, left at 1 a.m. I sat on the couch in the dark, listening to her car pull away. At 1:30, Luke came downstairs. Dad? I turned on the lamp. He was standing there in his pajamas. Spider-Man. His hair was messy from sleep. What's wrong, buddy? I heard yelling. Where's Mom? She had to go help Grandma. Emergency. It was a lie. I was lying to my son. But what was I supposed to say? Your mother betrayed us. Your mother chose someone else. Your mother destroyed our family. Is she okay? Yeah, she'll be back soon. Another lie. Luke climbed onto the couch next to me, put his head on my shoulder. Dad, are you and Mom okay? I put my arm around him. We're working on some things. You seem sad. I am sad. Why? Sometimes adults go through hard times, but you know what? What? You and Owen and me, we're a team. Always. No matter what happens with Mom and me, that never changes. You understand? He nodded against my shoulder. We sat there until he fell asleep. I carried him back to bed, tucked him in, kissed his forehead. Then I went downstairs and cried for the first time in 10 years. Kyle said, she was never happy with you anyway. Jennifer didn't correct him. I filed for divorce Monday morning, February 21st, 9 a.m. The lawyer's office smelled like coffee and leather-bound books. Her name was Patricia Valdez. She'd been recommended by Bradley's divorce attorney. She listened to my story, took notes, didn't interrupt. When I finished, she said, "Do you have evidence?" I showed her everything. The recording from Saturday night. The 6 utility bills, October through February, laid out in chronological order. Screenshots of the thermostat data, Bradley's dash cam footage, the photo of Kyle's thank you note. She studied it all. Then she looked up at me. Mr. Mitchell, I'm going to be very direct with you. This is one of the strongest cases I've seen. You have documentation, witnesses, a clear timeline. If she contests custody, she will lose. I want full custody. You'll get it. What about visitation? Whatever the court thinks is appropriate, but I want the twins protected. Supervised visits for the first 6 months. Then we can reassess. I signed the retainer agreement, wrote a check for $5,000, money I'd saved for the twins' college fund. Patricia stood, shook my hand. I'm sorry you're going through this, but you did the right thing. Those boys are lucky to have you. I drove to work from there, told Terry I needed to take a personal day tomorrow to handle some family business. He didn't ask questions. That night, I told the twins. We sat at the kitchen table, the same table where I'd looked at those utility bills, where Jennifer and Kyle had apparently sat during their late night talks. I'd almost gotten rid of it, burned it in the backyard, but the twins needed stability. They needed their home to feel like home. Guys, I need to talk to you about something important. Owen's eyes went wide. Luke set down his fork. Mom and I are getting divorced. Silence, the kind that feels like it has weight, like you could reach out and touch it. Why? Luke asked finally. Because Mom made some choices that hurt our family, and we can't be married anymore. What choices? Owen's voice was small. Adult choices, things that aren't your fault, nothing you did, nothing you could have prevented. Is it because of Uncle Kyle? Luke asked. My heart stopped. What makes you say that? We're not stupid, Dad. We know. What do you know? Luke looked at Owen. Owen looked down at his plate. Then Luke said, We heard them at night when you were at work. We heard them in your room. I closed my eyes, opened them. I'm sorry. It's not your fault, Owen said. No, but I'm sorry you heard that. I'm sorry you've been carrying that around. Are we going to live with you or Mom? Luke asked. With me. Mom will visit, but you'll live here in this house with me. Good, Owen said, just like that. Good, like it was simple, like the choice was obvious. You're not sad? I asked. We're sad, Luke said. But we're not sad about living with you. We're sad Mom did that. 9 years old. They were 9 years old and they understood betrayal better than I wanted them to. We finished dinner in silence. After we played Mario Kart, I let them win. They knew I was letting them win, but they didn't care. We just needed to be normal for a couple hours. Before bed, Luke hugged me, really hugged me, arms tight around my waist, face pressed against my chest. We're a team, Dad. Always. Always, buddy. Always. Jennifer's parents came to the house on Tuesday, February 22nd. I'd called them Monday night, asked if we could talk, didn't tell them why, just said it was important. Harold and Diane Mitchell, she'd kept her maiden name Turner, but they'd been married 34 years. Good people, churchgoers. Harold taught high school history for 40 years before retiring. Diane volunteered at the library. They'd always treated me well, like a son. Harold taught me how to change my truck's oil. Diane made the twins' birthday cakes from scratch every year. They sat in my living room. Harold in the armchair, Diane on the couch. I sat across from them, spread the evidence on the coffee table like I was laying out a hand of cards. 6 utility bills, the progression chart I'd made. October, $280. November, $420. December, $580. January, $710. February, $890. Jennifer told us you kicked her out, Diane said. Her voice was careful. She said she didn't know why. Said you just snapped. Did she? I showed them the dash cam footage first. Bradley's laptop, 7 files, 7 nights. Kyle's BMW, my driveway, timestamps between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Harold watched in silence. Diane put her hand over her mouth. Then I showed them the thermostat data, the heating schedule, red bars when I worked, blue bars when I was home. Perfect pattern, November through February. Then the photo of the note, lavender paper. Our special time. Then I played the recording, Saturday night, Jennifer and Kyle in my bed, their voices. How long? Since November. You were in my bed while my sons slept down the hall. They're asleep, man. Relax. When it finished, I stopped the recording. The living room was silent except for the sound of Diane crying. She told you I snapped, I said quietly. She told you I kicked her out for no reason. Harold was staring at the utility bills. His hands were shaking. He picked up the February bill, $890. Set it down, picked up the October bill, $280. You worked extra shifts, he said. Yes, to pay for this. Yes. Diane looked up at me, mascara running. She looked like Jennifer when she cried. Same eyes, same way of holding her face. Those boys, she whispered. They heard? They told me they did. I didn't know until Monday. She made a sound, not quite a sob, something worse, like something breaking inside. Harold stood up. He's 71 years old, fought in Vietnam, buried both his parents and a brother. I've never seen him cry. He was crying now. I'm sorry, he said. Rob, I am so sorry. It's not your fault. She's our daughter. We raised her. We taught her better than this. Diane was gathering the bills now, stacking them. Her hands were shaking. She looked at the photo of the note again, read it, set it down like it burned her. I don't know her, she said. I thought I did, but I don't know who would do this, to you, to those boys. I don't know her. They stayed for another hour. We talked about the divorce, the custody arrangement. Harold asked if I needed money for the lawyer. I said no, but thank you. Diane asked if she could still see the twins. I said, of course, always they love you. When they left, Harold shook my hand, held it for a long time. You're a good man, Rob. You're a good father. Those boys are lucky. Thank you. Diane hugged me. We're here. Whatever you need, we're here. I watched them drive away, stood in the driveway until their car disappeared around the corner. Jennifer called me that night. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. My parents won't talk to me. What did you say to them? Rob, please. They're my parents. What did you tell them? I deleted it. Jennifer's mother looked at the bills, the note, the footage. She said, I don't know you. Kyle's sister called me on Wednesday, February 23rd. I didn't recognize the number. Almost didn't answer. But something made me pick up. Is this Rob Mitchell? Yes. This is Sarah Patterson, Kyle's sister. I sat down. Okay. I need to tell you something, and I need you to know that if I'd known Kyle was staying with you, if I'd known he was around your family, I would have warned you. Warned me about what? He's done this before, 3 years ago. Our cousin Lisa, her husband worked nights, truck driver. Kyle stayed with them for 2 months. Same story, lost his job, needed a place to crash. He slept with Lisa, destroyed their marriage. They had 2 kids. I couldn't speak. Before that, it was a friend from college. Same pattern. And there was a woman at his last job, married. He got fired when HR found out. Why are you telling me this? Because my mother just called me crying. She saw your divorce filing. It made the local legal notices. I guess your wife's lawyer filed a response. My mother called Kyle. He admitted everything, laughed about it. He laughed. He said your wife was never happy anyway, that he did you a favor. The same words, the exact same words he'd said to me Saturday night. My mother has cut him off financially. My father too. He was paying Kyle's car lease. Not anymore. I'm calling to apologize for my family, for not warning you. He's a predator. He finds vulnerable families and he destroys them because he can. The BMW was never his. No, it was my father's. Dad's name on the lease. Kyle just drove it. After we hung up, I sat there staring at my phone. A predator. That's what she'd called him. He'd done this before, multiple times. Found married women whose husbands worked nights, moved in, destroyed families, and Jennifer had let him. Kyle's sister called me. She said, he's done this before. We should have warned you. Jennifer's employer called me Friday, February 25th. I was home doing laundry when my phone rang. Mr. Mitchell, this is David Chen from Stratford Marketing Group. I'm the HR director. I'm calling regarding your wife, Jennifer Mitchell. Okay. We're conducting an internal investigation. Jennifer requested 2 weeks of paid personal leave in October. She stated it was to help a friend experiencing homelessness, a charity situation. She used company sympathy leave. I see. We've been made aware that the situation may not have been accurately represented. I'm not asking you to confirm or deny anything. I'm simply informing you that we're looking into it. She lied to you. A pause. That's what we're investigating. Kyle Patterson was never homeless. He has family, wealthy family. His father was paying his car lease. Jennifer asked me to let him stay with us, said he'd lost his job and needed help. That was true, but he wasn't going to be homeless. She lied to me. She lied to you. I see. Can you provide any documentation? I can send you his sister's phone number. She'll confirm everything. That would be helpful. Thank you. 2 days later, Sunday, February 27th, Jennifer called me. I answered this time. They fired me. Her voice was raw. HR fired me for ethics violations. They said I misused company benefits. They're making me pay back the 2 weeks of leave. Rob, I need this job. I have bills. You should have thought about that. Please, can you talk to them? Tell them it was a misunderstanding? It wasn't a misunderstanding. You lied. To them, to me, to everyone. I'm going to lose my apartment. I can't make rent without this job. Figure it out. Like I had to figure out how to pay an $890 utility bill while you were fucking another man in my bed. I hung up. The custody hearing was March 10th. Week 24 since Kyle moved in. 4 weeks since I'd kicked them out. Patricia had prepared me. The judge will likely want to speak with the twins, in chambers, just him and them. It's informal, gentle. He'll ask how they feel, who they want to live with. Are they ready for that? I'd talked to the twins, explained what would happen. A judge, like a referee, wants to hear from you about how you feel. You can say whatever you want. The truth. That's all you have to do. Will Mom be there? Owen asked. Not in the room with you, just the judge. Good, Luke said. The courthouse was downtown, old building, marble floors, high ceilings. It smelled like floor polish and old paper. Jennifer was there with her lawyer. We didn't speak, didn't look at each other. We sat on opposite sides of the hallway, waiting. The twins arrived with Harold and Diane. They'd picked them up from school. Luke was wearing his good shirt, the blue one he wore to church. Owen had combed his hair. They sat next to me on the bench. Luke leaned against my arm. Owen held my hand. Judge Richard Carmichael called us in at 2 p.m. Gray hair, kind eyes. He'd been on the family court bench for 20 years, Patricia told me. Fair. Took children's welfare seriously. We sat at tables, me with Patricia. Jennifer with her lawyer, a guy named Marcus Webb who looked fresh out of law school. Judge Carmichael reviewed the evidence, the bills, the timeline, Bradley's dash cam footage, the recording. He didn't react much, just nodded, made notes. Then he said, I'd like to speak with Luke and Owen in my chambers. Mr. Mitchell, Mrs. Mitchell, you'll wait here. The twins stood, followed the judge through a side door. They were gone for 20 minutes. I sat there, hands clasped, staring at the table. Patricia put her hand on my arm. They'll be fine. When the door opened, Owen came out first. His eyes were red. He'd been crying. Luke was behind him. He looked angry. They came straight to me. Luke climbed onto my lap. He was getting too big for it, but he did it anyway. Owen stood next to us, my arm around his waist. Judge Carmichael sat back down, opened his folder, read from it. I asked Luke and Owen how they felt about the current living arrangement. Luke stated, we want to live with Dad. We've always wanted to live with Dad. I asked if they loved their mother. Owen stated, yes, but she did something bad. She hurt Dad. She hurt us. I asked Luke to explain. He said, and I'm quoting here, Uncle Kyle told us to stay upstairs during Dad's work. He said the basement was his now. We couldn't play there. Then we started hearing sounds at night from Mom's room. We're not stupid. We know what they were doing. Jennifer made a sound, a sob. Her lawyer put his hand on her shoulder. The judge continued. I asked Owen if anything else had changed. He said his grades dropped because he couldn't sleep. He said he was scared all the time, but didn't know why. He said, Mom told us not to tell Dad about the sounds. She said it would make him sad. The judge closed the folder, looked at Jennifer. Mrs. Mitchell, you exposed your children to an ongoing affair. You asked them to keep secrets from their father. You prioritized your relationship with Mr. Patterson over your children's emotional safety. That is unacceptable. He looked at me. Mr. Mitchell, I'm awarding you primary physical custody. Mrs. Mitchell will have visitation every other weekend, supervised for the first 6 months by a court-appointed monitor. After 6 months, we'll reassess based on her compliance and the children's welfare. Patricia squeezed my arm. Luke's head was on my shoulder. Owen was crying quietly. This court is adjourned. We stood. Jennifer was crying. Her lawyer was packing his briefcase. I gathered the twins, Patricia, and walked out. In the hallway, Harold and Diane were waiting. Diane hugged the twins. Harold shook my hand. You won, he said. Yeah. Those boys deserved better than what she gave them. They've got it now. The judge looked at Jennifer and said, These children deserve better. Kyle lost the BMW 3 days after the hearing. His father stopped paying the lease. The dealership repossessed it. My lawyer sent a letter to Kyle's next landlord, an apartment complex across town, detailing the affair, the timeline, the pattern of behavior. Included Sarah's testimony about his history. The landlord terminated his lease. Said they had a morality clause for tenant behavior that disrupts other residents. Kyle called me. I don't know how he got my number. I answered because I wanted to hear what he'd say. You ruined my life. You ruined mine first. I'm homeless because of you. My family won't talk to me. I can't get a rental reference. I lost my car. Good. She loved me, you know. She was never happy with you. Then why didn't she leave? Why did she sneak around? Why did she lie? If she loved you so much, why didn't she have the guts to end her marriage first? Silence. You want to know what I think? I said. I think you're a coward. I think you find women whose husbands work nights because it's easy, because you don't have to compete. You just slide in while the real man is working to provide for his family. You're pathetic. I hung up. He didn't call again. The neighborhood found out. Small town. Everybody knows everybody. Mrs. Chen from next door asked me how I was doing one Saturday in late March. I was mowing the lawn. The twins were in the backyard. I heard about Jennifer, she said. I'm so sorry. Thank you. If you need anything, dinners, someone to watch the boys, you just let me know. I appreciate that. Word spread. By the end of the week, I had casseroles in my freezer from 3 different neighbors. Mrs. Rodriguez from 2 doors down brought homemade tamales. The Johnsons dropped off gift cards to the grocery store. Then Bradley called. Hey, man, some of us at work were talking. We want to help with your legal fees. Brad, you don't have to. We already did. We set up a fundraiser. Online thing. Goal was $5,000. That's too much. It hit $40,000 in 3 days. I sat down. What? $40,000, Rob. People want to help. Guys from work, neighbors, people from the twins' school, even people who don't know you. They heard what happened and they wanted to help. $40,000. I'd spent $5,000 on the retainer, maybe another $3,000 on filing fees and copies and other expenses. The rest. I don't need that much, I said. Put it in college funds for the twins, or save it, whatever you want. But people wanted to help, so we let them. I cried on the phone with Bradley. Couldn't help it. For 4 months, I'd felt alone, like I was going crazy, like no one would believe me. And now 40,000 people did. The fundraiser was supposed to raise $5,000. It hit $40,000 in 3 days. Epilogue, 4 months later, June. The first weekend the twins went to Jennifer's was the second Saturday in June. Supervised visitation at a community center. A court monitor would be there the whole time. 2 hours, noon to 2 p.m. I dropped them off, watched them walk inside. They looked back at me once. I waved. They waved back. Then they were gone. I drove to Bradley's place. He had a basketball game on. Celtics versus Heat. playoff game. We'd watched 100 games together over the years. High school, college, pros. Always the same. Beer, pizza, talking shit about the refs. He handed me a beer. We sat on his couch. "How you holding up?" he asked. "Better. Twins are happy. That's what matters." "They doing okay in school?" "Yeah, last report cards came back. Both of them straight A's again. It's like they're different kids." "They're safe now. Kids know when they're safe." We watched the game for a while. Celtics were up by 12. Then Bradley said, "You know what you got, right?" "What?" "Your team back." I looked at him, Bradley Thompson, 26 years of friendship, the guy who'd driven me to the hospital when the twins were born because I was too nervous to drive, the guy who'd sat with me at my dad's funeral, the guy who'd shown me dash cam footage because he loved me enough to risk our friendship to tell me the truth. "Yeah," I said. "I do." We finished watching the game. Celtics won. We ordered pizza, extra pepperoni, light on the sauce. Same order we've been getting since we were 17. My phone buzzed at 2:15. Text from the court monitor. "Visitation complete. Boys did well. Pick up at front entrance." I stood. "Gotta go get them." Bradley walked me to the door. "Same time next week?" "You know it." "Bring the twins. We'll teach them how to trash talk properly." I drove to the community center. Luke and Owen were waiting outside with the monitor. A woman in her 50s named Carol. She smiled when she saw me. "They did great," she said, very polite, very mature. "Thank you." The twins climbed into my truck, buckled their seatbelts. I pulled out of the parking lot. "How was it?" I asked. "Okay," Luke said. "Just okay?" "Mom cried a lot," Owen said. "She said she was sorry, like 100 times." "How did that make you feel?" "Sad. But also, I don't know. We still love her. We're just not ready to forgive her yet." 9 years old. We're just not ready to forgive her yet. My sons were 9 years old, and they understood boundaries better than most adults. "That's okay," I said. "You don't have to forgive her until you're ready. Maybe that's next month, maybe it's next year, maybe it's never. That's your choice. Not mine, not hers, yours." "Thanks, Dad," Luke said. We drove home. Final scene, last day of school, June 20th, last day of 4th grade. I picked up the twins at 3 p.m., same as always. Pulled up in my truck, a 2015 Ford F-150, nothing fancy, but it ran well and it was paid off. The school parking lot was chaos, kids running everywhere, parents hugging teachers, end-of-year energy. Luke and Owen came out together. They saw my truck, their faces lit up. Both of them were carrying papers, report cards, end-of-year portfolios. They climbed in. "Let me see," I said. Luke handed me his report card first. I opened it. Math, A. Reading, A. Science, A. Social studies, A. Mrs. Patterson had written a note at the bottom. "Luke has shown tremendous growth this semester. His confidence is back. He's participating in class again, smiling again. Whatever you're doing at home, keep doing it. He's thriving. So proud of him." Owen's was the same. Straight A's. Mr. Hendricks wrote, "Owen is like a different child, engaged, happy, social. I'm so glad to see him flourishing. Well done." I looked at them. "Guys, I'm so proud of you." "We worked really hard," Owen said. "I know you did. This is incredible." "Can we get ice cream?" Luke asked. "Absolutely." We were pulling out of the parking lot when my phone rang. "Bradley," I answered on speaker. "Hey man, you got the twins?" "Yeah, just picked them up." "Pizza night, my place. I got a new game I want to show the boys." The twins started cheering in the back seat. "Pizza, pizza, pizza." I laughed. "Sounds good. We'll be there in an hour." "Bring those report cards. I want to see them." We stopped for ice cream first. Small place on Main Street. The twins got chocolate chip cookie dough. I got vanilla. We sat outside at the picnic tables, the June sun warm on our faces. Luke was swinging his legs, eating his ice cream, report card sitting next to him on the table like it was made of gold. "Dad," He said, "Yeah, buddy. We're a team, always, right?" I looked at my sons, Luke with chocolate on his chin, Owen with that quiet smile he gets when he's content. Both of them healthy, both of them happy, both of them safe. 4 months ago, they'd been failing school, anxious, scared, carrying secrets that weren't theirs to carry. Now they were eating ice cream in the sunshine, proud of their report cards, excited about pizza night with Uncle Bradley. We'd lost Jennifer, lost the life I thought we had, lost 12 years of marriage and the future I'd imagined, but we hadn't lost each other. "Always, buddy," I said, "always." The three of us walked to the truck. Luke's carrying his report card like a trophy, holding it carefully so the ice cream on his fingers doesn't smudge it. Owen's got his hand in mine, swinging our arms as we walk. Behind us, the ice cream shop is filling up with other families. End of school celebrations, normal, everyday, beautiful. We climb into the truck. Luke immediately turns on the radio, finds the classic rock station I always listen to, some song from the 80s. I don't know the name, but I know the melody. Owen's already buckled in, already asking if he can show Bradley his science project portfolio. My phone buzzes. Text from Bradley, "Got extra pepperoni, the good stuff." I start the engine. The truck rumbles to life. Reliable, steady, it's not fancy, it's not new, but it's ours. We pull out onto Main Street. The sun's starting to lower, but it's still light out, still warm. Summer's here. The twins have 3 months of no homework, no stress, just being kids. "Dad," Owen says from the back seat. "Yeah?" This was a good day. "Yeah, buddy, it was." And it was. Not perfect. Jennifer's still out there, still dealing with consequences. Kyle's still out there somewhere. The divorce isn't finalized yet. There are still hard days ahead. But today my sons got straight A's. Today we got ice cream. Today we're going to Bradley's for pizza and video games. Today we're a team. Always.